we've gotten here. And to kind of really quickly further bolster my argument that the Democratic Party has become the party of the CIA and other three-letter agencies. I know why they did it. It's because all the shitlibs aren't going to actually look into this guy and his record and anything like that. They're just going to hear that he's former, Secretary of Defense, and that he defended the nation, and blah, 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 blah. But this is one of the most entrenched spooks in our entire government ecosystem. This guy used to be the CIA director. He is so entrenched within the military-industrial complex and cooing other countries around the world and essentially being the head of that shadowy figure that a lot of people rightfully think of when they think of the United States. This like octopus that's just has its hands in everything around the world and actively tries to manipulate not only populations around the world, but its own population too. And traditionally, what a lefty would do would be to call out these agencies for the corrupt, foreign meddling entities that they are. And yet, at the DNC, again, because the shitlibs aren't going to have any idea of who this guy is or even have any critical, research into him. They're not going to look up who this guy is. They don't care. They just get told that this guy is he doesn't like Trump. He's part of the, U.S. Secretary of Defense and blah, blah, blah. And he thinks Trump is terrible. And they'll go, well, even the old Secretary of Defense doesn't like Trump. So look at that. And they won't have any critical, rational thought about, wow, why are they bringing a CIA spook to talk about how we need Kamala Harris? It's morphed so much because people really are pacified to where they turn their brains off and their critical thinking skills off. But a real lefty, I'm sorry to say, but a real lefty who actually looks into the issues and doesn't just think that they're somehow this virtuous left person because they vote blue, a person who actually looks into the issues and has the principles of what the left used to have, not even that long ago, you would wear, like, if you were Trump, for example, but had the lefty bona fides of back in the day, you would wear the condemnation of a CIA official as a badge of honor. And them agreeing with you and being called to speak at your convention would be horrific. Anyone who's a progressive or a true lefty who knows anything about U.S. regime change and how it's absolutely terrible, and this dude is one of the ones who's responsible for meddling around the world and essentially contributing to this massive view of the United States as this shadowy, governmental, corrupt entity, which it is, you would view this guy speaking as an insult. You'd be mortified if he was invited to speak at the convention. But, I mean, let's see.
And someone who stands with our military. One choice.
Yep. All they have to say, because these people are operating on two brain cells bouncing around in their fucking skull. All he has to say is Trump is terrible and you only have one choice and it's strong, independent woman, Kamala Harris. And those words trigger the crowd, trigger the shitlib base. And it's just, meanwhile, they're literally, they're cheering one of the biggest figureheads of the corruption and the foreign meddling that the United States engages in all the time. And they don't even fucking know. They just know, oh, Leon Panetta, blah, blah, blah. they probably didn't even give this guy a second thought. It was, I hope more lefty commentators do a video on this, because I would love to see like Max Blumenthal or Aaron Mate or just someone from the gray zone do a segment on how fucking unbelievable this is that they had Leon Panetta to speak at the DNC, and how clearly that shows that the Democratic Party really is just the deep state party nowadays.